Hello, hello. Today we have a Natasha Denona palette. This is the Xenon palette, or at least that's how I think it's pronounced. This is a black and white palette. I'm not sure if this is one of the vegan palettes. From a quick glance, I couldn't see any carmine in there, but if that's something that's important to you, I definitely think you should go investigate it. We have all the names of the shades there, and I thought I would pull this out as kind of part of my gothy alt block. I pulled out a lot of just grungy gothy palettes, and when I was doing that I knew that this is one of the ones I should pull out. So the outside packaging looks like the inside packaging. It's pretty much the same kind of vibe. I'm sorry if you can see any gross, dirty reflection or like my fingerprints on that, but this is the palette. It's a very simple palette. There's not much to it. There is a mirror in here, and here is the color story. The color story is definitely an interesting one. It is very gray. It is very white. It is very black. There's not much color in this, and at first I didn't know if I liked this, but I think ultimately I'm going to keep it for now. I feel like after trying it, this feels like, if you've seen Jeffree Star's Cremated palette, this feels like the Cremated palette's sophisticated older sister. Because this is definitely, I feel like Natasha Denona is one of those brands that it just would work so amazing on mature skin, just because of the type of formula that it is. This formula is also really long lasting, and it's really easy to use. This is one of the few formulas where there's like no fallout, like almost ever, and especially with dark shades like the blacks and stuff, there was like no fallout. I don't remember ever like having to clean up my face after using these. So let's swatch these. I don't know how well these are going to present on camera, but we do have some different shades. Like a lot of this is definitely a very MUA leaning palette, because only an MUA would need the difference between a warm white and a cool white, and then this is just a neutral, like straight up white. An MUA would need that. The everyday person may not. So I don't think you don't need this, most likely, okay? I think if you're the type of person who is into everyday smoky eyes, or if a smoky gray black eye is all you ever do when you go out and be cute and have fun, I think this is the perfect palette for you. But otherwise, I don't think you're missing out if you choose not to pick up this palette. Because like I said, there are grays in here, blacks in here, where I'm like, this feels like a cool black or a cool gray black. This feels like a warmer gray black. Like there's different levels. Do you know what I mean? Like this is just like a white shimmer, but then we have like a cooler white shimmer and a warmer white shimmer. Like it's very interesting. We have like, oh, I just messed it up right there. We have like a cooler pink with a kind of blue hue, and then we have a more warmer brown taupe color over here. It's hard to say. I don't think I really had a favorite shade in here. I kind of took it as it was. It was very interesting because I decided to do one eye with different shades, and I thought I would pinpoint I would do a blue eye, like the blue leaning shades, and then the warmer leaning shades, and it was a complete difference. It was very similar, but you could definitely tell which eye was the warm white eye and which one was the cooler smoky eye. So let's just swatch a couple of these. Like this, these are really pretty. I just wanted to show you the colors that there are in here, the colors that aren't just white, gray, and black. And it's very soft. It's very subtle. It's, like I said, like the classy older sister to the Cremated palette. Feel like the Cremated palette is more like, if you're more extra, kapow, in your face, boom, 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 black and white makeup, get the Cremated palette. It's very intense. It's a very good palette. But so is this one. But this one is more like subtle. It's softer. And it's more of a sheen, but it's still very pretty. I should have done the whites first. I want to show you the difference between all these whites, because I think for most people, they're not going to care and it's not going to matter, and I totally get that. But for some other people, it may matter. So I want to do this is the cooler white, this is the warmer white, and then this is just the white. And they are 3 different whites. So let's see, this is the cooler white. This is the warm white. I hope you can see it's like slightly tan. And then this is just the straight up white, like white clown makeup white. I think you can see here that there is even the slightest difference, and it does kind of change the look. That's why I think this is definitely an MUA palette. But again, if this would have been my ride or die palette when I was 16. Because if I wanted to look cute and fancy, I always did a white shimmer to black outer corner look. And I did super smoky looks in my teen years. And that's what made me feel grown up and fancy and like it girl, okay? So I would have loved this palette growing up. But a lot of people I think have moved more towards neutrals or warm colors, but not everybody. And if you haven't, this may be the palette for you. I think I'll just swatch 2 more shades in here. I'm going to swatch a black for y'all, just so you can see a black. It's a nice, this one reminds me of a lead pencil. It's like a gray shimmer. And then, ooh, okay, you know what? I take it back. Stellar, I think is probably my favorite in here. Just because, if you saw my review for the Huda Beauty, like Cream Obsessions, there was a very sparkly shade in there, and I was like, girl, I wish you had just come out with a shimmer formula, and I would have just bought the shimmers, because I really like the shimmers in there. So here's the black, just so you can see a black in action. It's really easy to blend out. It's so pretty. No streakiness, no fallout. That's something that's always scary with blacks, that the black pigment is going to fall out on your face or on your clothes, on the counter. I feel like you're not going to really experience that with these. And then this shade, which is Stellar, this reminds me of the Huda Beauty, like the shimmers in there, where I'm like, I love these shimmers. This feels like that very similar formula. Like it's just super sparkly and so pretty. And I really, really like that. Do I think this palette is for everyone? No. It's definitely for, I feel like, a very specific type of person has to be looking for this palette. I don't think you're missing anything by not having this palette. I'm sure you'll have whites, blacks, and grays in another palette, but if you are looking for a high-end palette that has those shades, Natasha Denona is the girl for you. I don't feel like I had any issues with the formula in this one. I've had issues with some Natasha Denona formulas before in other palettes, not this one. I'm keeping this one. This is definitely of a very classy, subtle looking woman, and sometimes I want to look like that. So I really like these. These were really pretty. I'm keeping on to them. I think this is a really nice palette, but if you don't need this, you don't need this, and you can move on.